a brand new dawning.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Well, viewers, we are switching gears to something a little lighter within our space, and that is a new podcast that has taken Tobago by storm. We Don't Give a Sip, the podcast, and it's being hosted by Creed and Lady Lats. And a special good morning and welcome to both of you.
Good morning
and welcome.
Appreciate for having us.
Thank you.
Certainly. Now, what is this podcast? We Don't Give a Sip. Tell me about it.
Okay, well, We Don't Give a Sip is basically the aspect of information, the aspect of knowledge. We are at age now where knowledge is accessible, right? It's just that some people choose to pay attention, some choose to just take it from somebody else, you know. So, and more so in regards to experiences, right? Where we believe that, you know, if you didn't come from the church, or if you don't come from mommy, or you don't come from daddy, is then that if you didn't come from them, then it's not credible, you know. And so we decided, you know, to come with an aspect or a theme or a concept where we could be able to say, hey, well, we're telling it all, right? And as well create a platform where everybody else who would want to be a part of it, or who would like to be a part of it, to come and tell it all. Right? Share your perspective, share your opinion, because we realize that the only way for us to develop is if we share ideas. Right? If I keep my idea to myself, right? And she keep her idea to herself, you keep your idea to yourself, how are we going to grow as a society, or how we going to grow as an individual? Because sometimes we don't give a sip is because if you lock yourself in and you say, okay, I have to talk about this and I talk about this, and you rush to social media to post up something, and then after you can't talk about it in public, or you can't talk about it to my face, then what's the use? Right? When we could actually have a civil conversation, sit down, we have a discussion, and see how we go from there. If it applies to me, good, I go take it. If it does not apply, okay, I'll leave it where it is.
And for the viewers who don't know, of course, you're a reggae artist.
Yeah.
And of course, this is your wife as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell me about that dynamic of this being a husband and wife thing that you guys decided to do, Lady Nats.
All right, well, we've been married for 12 years, going on 12 wonderful years, I must say. And everything that we do, we basically do it together, right? And so anytime we go anywhere, you would see him, you would see me. And this podcast would have just been an extension of us, because my husband's presence on social media is very vast. It's very broad, right? And, you know, people will come in your inbox and they would message you, and sometimes I'll respond when I'm able to, when I have the time, you know. So we're like, you know, we really need to do a podcast where we could have fluent communication and fluent speech and be able to respond to people and ask them what topics they think that we should deal with, so that we could have a good communication, you know. And we have just been always engaging people, whether it's on work, whether it has been in church, out of church, on the streets, wherever we go. And we realize that the information and the experiences that we have been through as a couple, that a lot of people will have been going through the same thing. And they would like to know how you guys do it, how have you all overcome these situations. And because of that, it was very much impressed on us that, you know, we could really help a lot of people in a more broader way, right? So I appreciate the relationship that we have, because it hasn't always been like this, but I don't think it has been the worst because we always try to communicate in a type of way that even if he's upset or I am upset, you know, we get to that point where, you know, it's okay. We could sleep and be normal. I could still hug you. I could still touch you, that kind of way. Try not to go to bed angry, that kind of thing. So it would eliminate and flow over into everything that we do. So this is just who we are.
And certainly life lessons for many, many couples that are out there and so on. And from the first episode, because you guys have just done one episode so far, it's focused a lot on relationship advice or just dynamics of a relationship. Exactly. And so just tell me a bit about that.
No, the aspect of the dynamic, because that is one of the response or the remarks that we would have gotten from people after the first episode. I like all the dynamic, I like all the rapport, I like all the, you know, all the able to have these conversations that one woman would have actually messaged us soon after, and she dished out everything about what she was going through. And I was like, Gil, I said, hey, I said, this is the first episode. And look how this lady could have able to reach out to us and just blurt out everything of what she's going through. You know, and I say it is important, very, very important that when it comes to you as an individual, not just the reflection that we see in the mirror, but the inner you, that is being emulated, right? And once that is emulated, is that everybody going to know from that on if you're real or if you're fake.
Certainly.
So if you're putting on the mask, if you're putting on the mask and a figure could come out and say, okay, you're real, okay, no, they go see straight through that, right? Don't care what, because what we just always talk about this thing, vibe. You know, I feel in your vibe and I feel in your energy. There's the conversations that I say lately. And so forth. And that is basically a person's spirit responding to another person's spirit. You understand? That is basically what it is. So when we in ourselves having, as I always used to tell her before, she never was the type to be open and so forth. But I had was to pull it out, because one of the things, as I said in the podcast, coming into the relationship, I had was to get rid of some stuff. Right? And they have this term people just use, like if they see you and they didn't see your husband, most times they're going to say, well, my other half home.
Yes.
You understand? I never like that. No, I'm a whole man and I'm married to a whole woman. You understand? Because I had was to deal with my insecurities, deal with my ego, deal with my pride, get rid of that before I get able to step into the relationship. Right? So.
And you know, I mean, like I said, this conversation could take you into an hour, 2 hours easily. And we saw that with the first episode, and it was quite insightful. And of course, you guys have a whole lot more. But why choose a podcast?
Right. Well, podcast was in the making. This was our second attempt. We actually started doing it before COVID. I think it was before COVID or during COVID, where we started doing our podcast. But it wasn't with myself and my wife, right? It was with a group of my friends, right? We were just talking about anything. You know, we would come and just have a conversation. Like how we would have a conversation behind the closed doors, we could just have it just like that. So that did not work out because one of my brethren, he married and he ended up and moved to Trinidad. And since after that, he was never able to start that back. So then now with me and my wife, obviously that was the first step, was to do that one, and then we would do one with me and her. And we decided to say, okay, we need to get this done.
Yes.
You know, we need to get this done. I need some therapy. That was the actual truth, right? I need some therapy because I cannot be sitting down. Because I just do a lot of research.
Yes.
I do a lot of reading. And when you gain those stuff, you need an outlet.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah, you need an outlet to share. You need an outlet to get, because
I relate.
Yeah, I realize this thing when they say that knowledge is power. It's not just power based on that you have the knowledge. It's power based on, okay, what you're going to do with it.
Yes.
You understand? And the responsibility that you have in gaining this for. You understand? So that would basically.
You know, Kandace, sometimes I will come home from work and sometimes I'm like so tired, I'm so drained. And the conversations will start and the conversations will go on. And sometimes I'm slow and in and out of responding because, I mean, there's always something new that he would be reading or learning every day. And as I said before, I was never the person to really just talk. I am just mindful of, you know, who I share information with, and that would be because of experiences in the past of hurts and deceits and backbiting and backstabbing and all these kind of things. So what would have happened, you know, in us coming to this point, I would have also realized that I taught for 4 years, right, high schools. And, you know, I would have had some experiences that I was able to share with students at that point in time. And me being very open and real with them, I was able to communicate with them on a level that they wasn't getting before or getting from the general teaching staff, right? So I understood that being transparent in your conversations and who you are and sharing your experiences is able to pull things out of people that they would never just normally see, and it brings a healing process for you and them,
and it's empowering as well.
And it is.
And you know, viewers, I mean, like I said, this is a very wonderful conversation. We have not even touched some of the things that these two wonderful people can get into. But if you want to know how you could get more and hear more, tell us how.
All right, so we are on Facebook and we are on YouTube. So the podcast is We Don't Give a Sip, right? So you could look on Facebook. It's at Wild Child Media 868, and it's Wild Child Media. And on YouTube, it's at Wild Child Media 868. You could also email us at wildchildmedia@gmail.com.
All right, great. And we're certainly looking forward. So, and how often will you be posting?
Well, every week.
Every week?
Yeah, every Sunday.
Every Sunday?
Yeah, every Sunday. After we finish, we post to, well, we're hoping with the first episode, we didn't get a chance to post on the YouTube page because of the restrictions that YouTube have now.
So, yes.
Right? So we had also wait till 24 hours. So from this Sunday, we're going to be streaming to YouTube.
All right, so viewers, look out. And I want to thank you both for being on with us and continue the good work. And we are definitely looking forward to see what you bring to the table.
For sure.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, and that's how we're going to wrap the show this morning. Thank you so much for being with us. And I hope you have a safe and wonderful day. And we will see you again tomorrow. Bye.
Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy filled us.
You're viewing Tobago Update.